How's it going, everyone? My name is Clink, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Let's do the water temple. That is the main mission for today. And, you know, it's the water temple. It's pretty infamous. We've got a lot to do here. So the first things first is we want to go up north and head over to Ruto. Or maybe it's east. It's the one with the torches. That's how I remember this, personally. Oh, that's what it is. I'm right. Clink, you're Clink, aren't you? Yeah, Ruto actually remembers that we're engaged. Much to Link's dismay, probably, but she does. But that's fine, because we're gonna have to put this on hold so that we can save the Zoras in the water temple here. Yeah, she's gonna tell you that if you go up there, you can lower or alter the water level, and then you go up there, and she's just gone. Like, we saw our model there for a second, then just disappears. Once you get the water level to level 2, you're gonna need to go get that. That's a bomb of a wall. It's probably the easiest thing in this entire dungeon to forget about. Don't forget about it, as it will make your life awful when you reach the room with the hookshot steps, if you do forget it. So we're gonna make sure we get that once we're on level 2. Yeah, at minimum, you will have to adjust the water level 6 times. You have to basically do all 3 of them twice. But if you remember where all the keys are, it can all get done pretty quickly, actually. There is the map. So we've got 4 floors, quite a bit, but we're gonna make it a bit more manageable. Play Zelda's Lullaby at the Triforce. You're playing the 3DS version, and if model support's ever added to Ship of Harkinian, I imagine that... Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if people just straight up put all the 3DS assets in. You'll actually be able to see how the water level's adjusted. There's a little thing to the right. And I'm gonna try to do this. I always try to, but I'm never all too successful at it. Man. I always try to, like, jump onto that. Don't forget about this. You're going to want to light these 2 torches. This is going to get you a small key that's pretty easy to forget about. So we're going to go on ahead and do this while we're here. Just have to kill a couple of clams. Get close, open up. Just repeat that for all 3 of them. I didn't get that one in time. Man. Yeah, this can be another one that's easy to forget about, because you talk to Ruto, and then you lower the water level, and you're like, alright, moving on. But yeah, be really, really diligent on every level that you can be. So I recommend you comb through an entire floor while you're down here, while it's easy to do so. And then once you raise it to level 2, maybe come back down here, scope things out a bit more, and then scope things out on level 2, and then raise the water level, and just kind of continue on from there. It'll make your life a whole lot easier, I promise. You just have to make sure you check every room really thoroughly. And that can really help once you get the compass, which is a little further in than the dungeon map, but you can definitely keep it quite manageable. But overall, I actually do really, really like the water temple. It's one of my favorite dungeons in the game. Atmospherically, I like the forest temple more, but mechanically and puzzle-wise, I think I like the water temple just as much, if not more. Yeah, all that's over here is this Skulltula, so we're just here to pick him up. And then we'll just go back to the center. So we're gonna get, I think there's one more small key to get on the bottom for now. But we also need to do... I think there's 2 other paths down here still. We're not quite done with the bottom floor. There's just so much stuff you have to do. Yeah, that path I think is the Longshot one. There's one that just takes the Longshot, and I'm pretty sure it's the one that goes over to the mini boss. Or no, it's like the first thing you do after the mini boss. My bad. But yeah, pushing that block, I think. Yeah, this is where we want to go. We're gonna hit this, and then we're just gonna jump across. Take it nice and easy. And this should just be a small key up ahead. We'll just drop down here, and then hit that with our hook shot. Hook shot's the only thing you can use underwater, so you don't have to really worry about anything else. I think the game normally just wants you to use the hook shot over here, but I just swim it, because why not? I can, and still make it with plenty of time to spare. But another small key, another easy one to miss, so it's just a big small key hunt with this place. It's kind of like Key Cavern in Link's Awakening almost, except instead of needing a whole bunch of them all at once right at the end, you're just kind of, they're a bit more scattered, and you'll never really go above 2 or 3 small keys at a time. Because even now, like I said, the other path we need the Longshot for anyways, so I'm not even going to bother going down it. And then, so we're just going to go into the middle, which is going to take a small key, and I always forget that you need to use the hook shot right here. So pull out the hook shot, shoot this. There we go. Yeah, you're free to go down that one if you want to. Or whichever one it is, I don't honestly remember. But we're gonna go in here now, and you don't want to forget to go underneath the platform, which they show it to you after you lower the water level, or raise the water anyway in here. And then you definitely don't want to forget, now that it's at level 2, you can go back and get the key where Rudo is. It's really, really easy to forget about. Probably the thing that's going to trip the most, that trips most people up at this dungeon. I would say that's the singular most annoying thing in this dungeon, other than the iron boots in the original game. So I think this is just the the like room where you kill a bunch of the spikes. Yeah, we're just gonna hit that, and time for underwater combat. Yay. It's kind of surprising that other than like how clunky the iron boots were, I actually feel the underwater controls are not too terrible in this game. It's kind of surprising how both this game and Mario 64, if you ask me, pretty much, and then especially Majora's Mask, actually nailed the underwater controls for being Nintendo 64 games, and even later entries in their own franchises and series have struggled with underwater stuff in future games, which I find quite ironic, because like Sunshine's underwater missions are awful, and then I feel like the games that actually not Skyward Sword, and just like using the Wiimote to move underwater, that kind of sucked in the Wii version too. But overall, Zelda's actually been pretty decent when they do underwater controls. And then just swimming in like the newest Zeldas, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, those have just been bad because they refuse to put underwater stuff in the game as well. And they just felt like making the above ground swimming just really, really slow. Don't know why, but I guess that's just what they wanted to do. Clearly they didn't change it at all for Tears of the Kingdom. Oh yeah, this is the key. This is what we're after. So, bomb this wall. And we're getting pretty close to the compass, which should allow me to see how on track I am for this dungeon. But as long as I enter the step room with 1 extra key, I should be fine. And well on pace to do the dungeon pretty quick. And now we just need to knock out everything on level 2, which there's not a ton you can do here. We'll take this path. I think this will take us to the compass. Yeah, this is the compass. Okay. So this will be my progress check at this point. And I like to use the bow here because I'm pretty sure that the hookshot doesn't quite reach. Yeah, so bow instead. You can definitely do this with the hookshot though, if you're trying to do the water temple before the forest temple. I wouldn't advise it, but you can try. You just have to be able to use Farore's Wind and know where to place your warps, but I don't really know how to do it. I don't remember at least. So on level 1, we can't even go to either of those spots yet. We got everything on basement 1, And there's only one more chest to get on level 2, which I think we're going to get here in a minute. So we're looking pretty good so far. Just about every chest in here is required, I do believe. We can't do anything with that quite yet, so our only other option is to go this way. And then we're going to wait right here. The Tektite will jump down, and if you try to ride up before he jumps down, he's just going to hit you off, and it's really annoying. So we're just going to do this. Right on up. And okay, so that's the path of the arrow spot. So we'll go on ahead and raise the water level all the way up. We'll do a few things on the final floor here as we make our way to the mini boss. Nope, that didn't work out so well. So that's the way we're gonna need to go. I want to go this way first because this should be where you push the block, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So this will loop around to the that arrow switch that we saw on floor 2, and then you're gonna push this block forward and be able to open the path to that chest later on. So this is kind of just a setup for now, but it is something you'll have to do. So I would recommend doing it at this point in time. And the only other path, because over there would be the boss, we can't do anything over there anyway, and that's the entrance, so we gotta go this way. And this is why you need to have that extra key, because at the end is another locked door. If you don't have 2 small keys when you open that first door, you're kind of boned and you'll have to do some backtracking, but we're looking pretty good so far. And I think we're almost to the mini boss. Yeah, okay. This room can be kind of cumbersome, honestly. Just because you have to keep raising and lowering all these statues. I think I can cheese some of it with the bunny hood, though. Just gonna take that out. I'll do it the correct way, but I could probably use the bunny hood to, like, jump this gap early. You know what? I will. Screw it. I'm too lazy. Save some time. And there's a like. I think that's the first like we've seen in this game. They can take your tunic, they can take your shield, they can just be absolute jerks, much like they are in Zelda 1, but we can just shoot it with a bow. It only takes 2 shots. And of course they put it right under the hookshot spot too, so it's just the ultimate troll. I hope you're ready for Dark Link. Hope you have the big Goron sword, or you at least did the fire temple and got the hammer, because Dark Link is pretty tough with just the Master Sword. There he is. But if you have the big Goron sword, I actually recommend not locking on until you can get that first hit, and then you can just kind of keep hitting him once you see where he's coming from. Yeah, you just keep hitting him with the big Goron sword, and eventually you'll get through him. Okay, come on. There we go. Yeah, usually you just like run straight towards you and you can keep hitting him with the big Goron sword, but there we go. It's not too bad of a duel, as long as you have the right items for it. And here we are, the dungeon item, the Longshot. I actually really like the Longshot. I think it's such a cool item. And that's actually a pretty good render of the 3DS version's icon, I think. I don't know why I thought this was or floor. This is clearly a block of time. Yeah, some of the like items in the item menu I'm not like the biggest fan of in this texture pack, but for the most part everything looks pretty good. Okay, I believe we're gonna get our next Skulltula in here, but the big trick here is that the iron boots are actually really bad in this room. Don't use them too much. You want to just kind of swim past all the vortexes, you'll swim past them just fine, but put on the iron boots like right here, and we can snag this Skulltula quite easily. I don't know why it wasn't letting me use my Longshot right there. Yeah, the Longshot, it might be like double the range of the normal hookshot. Uh-oh. Come on, Link. You got this, buddy. We're gonna swim out of here. It's pretty hard to get out of these. I might as well just accept it. I think it just sends you back to the beginning of the room. Yeah, it's not too bad. But you do take some damage for it. Not the worst room, not the best room. It's just kind of here. Just kind of like cut the corners pretty smoothly if you can, and then avoid them here entirely and get on this platform. And we're just gonna try to swim right over here. As long as you don't like aren't in the falling state for too long, you can usually outswim it. And the main thing here is just hookshot over and get the small key, I think. Yeah. Hey, dude, look at that. We're back in this room from earlier. Which we're already a good chunk of the way done with the dungeon at this point. So, let's go into here. And if we take a look at the map, as you can see, we've done most of floor 1, but we're not all the way done with it. What you really need to do, though, is go get that key on floor 2, because I'm pretty sure that's the boss key back there, but you're going to need 2 small keys for it. So we are going to head up to floor 2 before going back over that way. We'll just fall down here. And this is the one you... Oh, okay. We're fine. Since the water level's up a bit. So this is currently on floor 3. It doesn't matter if it's on floor 1 or not. We just need to lower it all again. So we need to do that to get to the 2nd level. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this part here, and I'll save all that for next time, since we're getting kind of far into the dungeon, and I think this is a good spot to end. So I'll see you guys next time where we'll finish up the water temple. Bye-bye.